maybe this was responsible for pushing their points down 6 points. Here, it seems like that since the passes deflected are higher, maybe this had a bigger effect on San Francisco. Everybody see how that works? Like, look over here. Baltimore, Jacksonville. I would say it's this factor here, the sacks, that are making Jacksonville score so little. But then again, what's going on here? This is kind of some of these questions that we have to ask. What's going on here? Here's another team that's fairly similar. And based on our picks, if we actually look at the ratio here, it's probably very similar to what we get over here. 2 points difference, about 2.5 points difference, just a little more. So we were accurate here. Here's what I want you to kind of see is to be able to look and see all these other different factors that might affect your main metric that you're trying to measure. And you see this in lots and lots of different ways. You see this in like financial industries, right? You're trying to predict whether this company's profits are going to go up, but you might not know if you don't understand that their supply side's in Asia, and if you don't look at the Asian markets, then you don't truly understand what's going on with that company. All this is about is finding out what are the factors that are playing with your model. And once you find those factors, how can we model it so that we can account for them? Does it make sense? Okay. Let me give you one more. So try to find a game where there was just one absolutely like big factor and everything else was even. I thought I saw one of these games. Ooh, here's an interesting. Well, that's Philly. Kansas and Louisville? Or wait, Kansas and Oakland? Oh, yeah, perfect. So here, the stats are pretty much the same, right? Look at how many passes deflected for Kansas City. They get much more passes deflected, right? So this should bring down their score. So let's say if there's a difference, a PD difference, let's go back to rules. PDEF, if PDEF difference is, what was it, about 2? 2 equals, how many points was that? Anybody got it? How many points? Oh, 4. So let's say minus 4 points. Oops. So this is kind of what you do. You just kind of go through the data, look at it, find out what you observed, what you predicted, figure out, is there any way we can explain this somehow? And you'll see with some of these, you've got double effects. Here's what really was kind of interesting. Well, actually, you've got all of these effects. So look at New York Giants in Washington. And you'll notice that I'm not talking about the Cleveland game. Did anybody see that one? That was horrible. Who is it? Johnny Manziel, or what's his name? Johnny Football, the money guy. That so annoys me. Well, anyway, sometimes the model changes and you don't even know about it, right? We're predicting based on an old model. They brought him as the new quarterback. It changed everything. We're no longer able to predict anything because we're trying to predict a model that doesn't exist anymore. Does everybody see that? So injuries play a huge role. But here's what I want to test is, okay. Oh, yeah, New York Giants. Kansas City. Let's look at that game for just a minute. So they overproduced. How did they overproduce? Kansas City. Let's go back to Yahoo Sports. Did anybody see Kansas City? Oh, there it is. Okay. So look at the stats. See what's different. Can you see anything in there that would cause the offense to do much better? Total yard. They got a lot more yards. Turnovers were about the same. Where's sacks? Oh, yeah. That was it. And I don't see. How about passes deflected? Let's see what that looks like. Okay, Oakland had 2 passes deflected. And Kansas City had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. We predicted that, didn't we? Dang straight we did. Actually, they had even more than we expected it. So maybe at a certain point, these variables, remember, they can have more than one effect, right? As the passes deflected go up, maybe it pushes the other team's defense down, but at a certain point, it becomes a benefit to that team's offense. Does that make sense? Let's put that in rules. If PDF very different than benefits team's offense. And maybe we could even model this. Let's see what 15. So how many did they gain? Here's KC. So let's put down here PDEF2 equals 6. 6 points for the offense. If PDEF difference is 2 equals, you said 6 points plus 6. Let me put plus, sorry. Okay. And again, we could have been doing this all season, right? Making these rules, refining them, tightening it down, getting the model to behave, basically modeling what's going on. The more data you have as well. So another reason why this is working so well, and I didn't even plan this, I'm glad it worked out this way, is that we've got a lot of data to work with at this point in the season, right? Yeah. This is like, what is it, week 16?